The Siberian weasel is widely distributed across northern and eastern Asia, including Russia, China, Korea, and parts of the Himalayas. It is adaptable to various environments, including forests, grasslands, and mountainous areas up to altitudes of around 3,500 meters. The weasel favors regions with dense vegetation or rocky outcrops that provide cover. It can occasionally be found near human settlements where it may hunt rodents, but it generally prefers more natural environments. The fur typically ranges from reddish-brown to yellowish-brown. The exact shade can vary depending on the individual and the season, with some exhibiting a more vibrant reddish hue, while others appear paler or more golden. The belly and throat areas tend to be lighter, often showing a creamy or pale yellow color. In some regions, the fur color may lighten during winter to provide better camouflage in snowy environments. It has a slender, elongated body with short legs, which allows it to move easily through dense vegetation, narrow crevices, and burrows. This flexible build aids in hunting small mammals and navigating tight spaces. The tail is relatively long and bushy, about half the length of the body, providing balance and agility when climbing or moving quickly. The head is small and narrow with a pointed snout, aiding in catching prey and accessing tight spots. Despite its slim appearance, the Siberian weasel is muscular, enabling quick bursts of speed and the ability to tackle prey larger than itself. It has sharp claws for digging and climbing, and strong, sharp teeth designed for gripping and tearing meat. Ranges from about 28 to 39 centimeters, not including the tail. Adds an additional 15 to 21 centimeters, making the tail about half the length of the body. Typically weighs between 360 to 820 grams, with males generally being larger and heavier than females. While exact running speeds for the Siberian weasel are not well documented, weasels in general are capable of running at speeds of around 20 to 30 kilometers per hour over short distances. The Siberian weasel likely falls within this range, using its speed in bursts to chase down prey or evade threats. It is highly agile, with a flexible spine that allows for quick changes in direction, jumping, and climbing. This agility helps it pursue prey through dense vegetation or rocky areas. They often emit a rapid, chattering or trilling sound, especially when excited or communicating with other weasels. When threatened or agitated, they may hiss as a warning to deter predators or rivals. A low growl may be used to express aggression or discomfort, especially during territorial disputes. In situations of extreme stress or pain, such as being captured, they can produce high-pitched screeches or squeals. Siberian weasels possess anal scent glands that produce a strong-smelling secretion. They use these glands to mark their territory and communicate with other weasels. By depositing scent from their anal glands on prominent objects, such as trees, rocks, and other natural features, they establish their territory. This marking helps to deter other weasels from encroaching on their space. Scent markings convey information about the individual's identity, reproductive status, and overall health. Other weasels can detect these markings and assess whether the area is occupied or if a particular individual is in estrus. During the breeding season, females may use scent marking to signal their readiness to mate. Males can detect these signals and may follow the scent to locate receptive females. Siberian weasels may also create scent trails while moving through their territory. These trails help them navigate and communicate with others in the area, as they can leave behind scent that may inform other weasels about their movements and activities. Raptors such as eagles, hawks, and owls can pose significant threats to Siberian weasels, especially when they are young or exposed while hunting. Larger carnivorous mammals, including foxes, lynxes, and domestic dogs, can also prey on Siberian weasels. These predators may hunt weasels directly or compete for the same prey resources. Some larger snakes can prey on young or smaller weasels, particularly when the weasels are in vulnerable positions, such as when they are hunting or resting. While not a direct predator in the traditional sense, human activities can pose threats through habitat destruction, hunting, and trapping. Intraspecific competition can also lead to aggressive interactions between weasels, The lifespan of Siberian weasels in the wild typically ranges from 3 to 6 years. As with many small mammals, the threat of predation can significantly impact their lifespan. Young weasels are particularly vulnerable to predators. Factors such as habitat quality, availability of food resources, and climate can affect survival rates. Like all animals, Siberian weasels can be susceptible to diseases and parasites, which can shorten their lifespan. In captivity, where threats from predators are eliminated and food is abundant, Siberian weasels may live longer, often reaching 8 to 10 years or more. Overall, while the average lifespan in the wild is relatively short due to various environmental pressures, Siberian weasels can live significantly longer under controlled conditions. They predominantly prey on small rodents such as voles, mice, and shrews. These animals make up a significant portion of their diet due to their abundance in the weasel's habitat. Siberian weasels also hunt birds and their eggs, especially when small mammals are less available. They can climb trees to access nests and can take advantage of ground nesting birds. Insects, including beetles and caterpillars, are also consumed, particularly in warmer months when they are plentiful. Although primarily focused on small animals, they may occasionally take down larger prey, such as rabbits, especially if the opportunity arises. While not a significant part of their diet, Siberian weasels may consume fruits and berries when they are available, particularly in the summer and autumn months. Siberian weasels are generally territorial animals. Males establish and defend territories, especially during the breeding season. They use scent marking to communicate their presence and deter other males from entering their space. The size of their territory can vary based on factors such as prey availability and habitat conditions. These weasels are primarily solitary outside of the breeding season. They prefer to hunt and live alone, which helps reduce competition for food resources. However, they may tolerate other individuals in overlapping territories, especially if food is abundant. During the breeding season, males will actively seek out females, but outside of this time, they tend to remain solitary. Siberian weasels typically construct nests in secluded areas to provide safety for their young. Common nesting sites include burrows, either dug by themselves or taken over from other animals, hollow logs, and dense vegetation or thickets. The nest is usually lined with soft materials like grass, leaves, fur, and feathers to keep the young warm and protected. During the breeding season, males will actively seek out females, but outside of this time, they tend to remain solitary. The breeding season occurs from March to May, depending on the climate and geographical location. This timing aligns with the availability of food resources in spring. During the breeding season, males compete for access to females. Mating can involve aggressive behavior, with males demonstrating dominance over one another. After mating, the gestation period lasts about 34 to 37 days. This relatively short period allows for quick reproduction, which is advantageous in fluctuating environments. A typical litter consists of 4 to 6 kits, although the number can vary from 2 to 9 depending on environmental conditions and food availability. The female is solely responsible for raising the kits. They are born blind and helpless, relying entirely on their mother for warmth and nutrition. The female will keep the kits in the nest for protection during their early weeks. The kits begin to open their eyes around for weeks of age and are weaned by 6 to 8 weeks. They start to learn hunting skills and explore their surroundings around this time. By 10 to 12 weeks, the young weasels typically leave the nest and become independent. They may disperse to find their territories. Usually before the onset of winter, the female is solely responsible for raising the kits. They are born blind and helpless, relying entirely on their mother for warmth and nutrition. The female will keep the kits in the nest for protection during their early weeks. The kits begin to open their eyes around for weeks of age and are weaned by 6 to 8 weeks. They start to learn hunting skills and explore their surroundings around this time. By 10 to 12 weeks, the young weasels typically leave the nest and become independent. They may disperse to find their territories, usually before the onset of winter.